When I say Mars, the first things that come to your mind are probably Elon Musk and his SpaceX company.
But eventually you can transform Mars into an Earth-like planet.
Musk aims to establish a Mars settlement by 2050. He believes one day our planet Earth will be an inhabitable place due to climate change and deforestation. Although I am optimistic, moving to Mars is a challenge. This is SpaceX. Our body has obviously been shaped in accordance with millions of years of evolution. Attempting to adapt to a completely different environment brings about tremendous physiological stress. Earth's double protective atmosphere does not allow harmful radiation to come from the galaxy and the sun. Imagine a 30-meter thick concrete wall. This is how the Earth's protection layer blocks ultraviolet, cosmic, and X-rays as well as deflecting solar wind particles. Astronauts are needed to be protected by means of spaceship insulation or individual shields. Despite having these protections, Martians would be exposed to the maximum calculated radiation during their mission because the planet has a weaker atmosphere. I can say that radiation is awaiting future Mars-bound astronauts as the first problem. The level of pressure is totally different on Earth and Mars. The latter has 0.6% of the Earth's pressure at sea level. That means water cannot be found in a liquid state on the red planet. Also, Mars's surface is covered with rock dust, which is contaminated with toxic perchlorates. According to the United States Food and Drug Administration, human exposure to high dosages of perchlorate can interfere with iodide uptake into the thyroid gland. It disrupts the functions of the thyroid and potentially leads to a reduction in the production of thyroid hormones. In space, an astronaut lives in an isolated, small place. There will be inevitable problems, and you don't want to be the reason of them. On the ISS, astronauts can return to Earth within about 3 hours. As for the red planet, Martian astronauts would be alone there with their own devices for 2.5 years for their mission. Even the slightest failure could result in the death of the entire crew. There are Mars simulations here on Earth, but you cannot test such a psychological situation. Another problem is microgravity causing formidable consequences. Decalcification of bones is one of them. Scientific research indicates that astronauts lose bone mass 12 times faster in comparison with a postmenopausal woman. Zero gravity concludes with loss of muscle mass. They melt away. That's why astronauts aboard the International Space Station do regularly daily 2 hours of intense fitness consisting of cardio and weight training. A weaker and rounder heart is on the list. NASA astronaut Scott Kelly spent 340 days on the islands, and the mass of his heart shrank by about 27%. I remind you that when astronauts return to the Earth, they are weak and are carried by other people. Without gravity, the inner ear would be disturbed and lost as our organs are balanced by the weight of small crystals on hair cells. Mars is about 35 million miles away from Earth at its minimum distance. Saying the future of humanity is at stake, Elon Musk plans to establish a colony of 1 million people by 2050 there. According to some, this goal is a pure delusion. Is a human exploration of Mars worth the costs and risks? Now, consider your situation before traveling to the red planet.